Hot damn, it's the hang. What's up, Matt?
Hello, Mike. Back at it, one more again.
I'm almost ready.
I see. You're still participating in show prep there?
Killing the pain. Just killing the pain of the day, of life in general.
I hear you, man. I hear you. Try to remain positive.
I'm ready to hang. I'm ready. I'm ready for some hanging.
I know. I was fully excited about the art of conversation and doing a little hanging tonight. So
we were talking about class rings just before we went on the air.
Oh,
we're like, who gets a class ring? Who? I mean, I don't want to alienate anybody. I know that
Ned's Navy is going to be like, sirs, I have a class ring.
Ned's Navy actually puts up his fingers like Tom Brady. He's got 7 class rings.
He transferred from high school to high school
just to get those babies.
To get a bunch of class rings.
I mean, who gets those? Is it like nerds or like brainiacs, or who gets a high school class ring?
I don't know. I mean, certainly not me. I wasn't.
I never even thought of it. They'd always come in with the brochures and everything.
Oh, my God. The sales guys were the best.
Get out of here. I'm wearing a class ring. I'm wearing a ring. I'm 17 years old. I'm not wearing a ring.
And furthermore, like if you were to be the class ring guy, right, and you get one of these said rings, at what point do you go, all right, I think I'm over this. Like, where does it come off? Wouldn't you look like an asshole if you go to college wearing that?
Yeah.
Wouldn't you look like an asshole if you just entered the real world looking like that, or working at Subway or whatever, and you just got this? What do you do with it? You're already out of the school.
I think as soon as you go to college and somebody sees you with that on and clowns you, which is 5 seconds after you walk in the door, you throw that thing right in the trash. It's a big scam.
Yeah.
Because nobody's wearing it after high school,
dude. Nobody. I wouldn't think so. I wouldn't. It's not even a good memory, is it? Like a class ring. Like, how are you going to jog? You can't even jog up a memory off of that. You can jog up a memory off a yearbook or something and go, oh, okay, I remember that person.
Check out my high school ring. I mean, what is it? I don't even know. I can't even remember. Has it got a stone? Is it just
they
fake
usually
stone? They're not, and because they're cheap. Nobody's going to buy. Well, 500. I can't even imagine how much they are now.
Oh God, I don't know. But they used to have the sales guy with the suit and the big fat tie that would come in and give everybody the brochures and be like, class rings. But and you'd have your little mascot on the side and then the initials of your high school on the other side or something.
Sweet,
right?
You have the year you graduated.
That's right.
I think we're regretting not getting high school rings now.
And in all fairness, a Super Bowl ring or something, you could always pawn off or resell, there's always going to be some asshole out there willing to buy it, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
A class ring, what are you doing with that?
Throwing it in the trash.
Right?
You can't, nobody can, the resale,
you can't eBay that.
How you say a car loses, 60% of its value when you drive it off the lot. As soon as you put that class ring on, 99% of its value is gone. As soon as you made the order. 99% was gone.
And as soon as you graduate from a high school in general, that's the last 1%. It's done. It's over. Done. And it's completely worthless.
High school rings.
My God!
Forgot about those.
What a ripoff! How are they allowing that scam to continue? In
the
general,
school's got to be getting a kickback, right?
Got to.
Right. It's got to be a kickback.
Got to be because. Yeah, it's got to be. I mean, your dad was a principal.
Well, he was elementary school. There's no there's no elementary school class report.
Well, I'm surprised they haven't tried running that scam.
I mean, because they're easy. I got to get a class ring, Mom. I'm 8 years old, and I was told they're cool.
No, that's where they do the. I think we've chatted about it before. That's where they get you with those scams of like, hey, if you sell this many, gift sets, then you get a pizza party for the class. Like that's what they do, and that's the other scam. It's just all so it's grimy.
The dirty underbelly of the class ring business.
And furthermore, the other work is pictures. Those pictures are expensive.
When
you order your kids' pictures,
exactly right.
It's crazy. Like we all have iPhones. Like, can't we submit to the yearbook or whatever? How about we catch up with the times and say, hey, you can now submit your own picture if you would like. Here's the specs. Here's what it has to look like. We're going to have a little decorum about it. But like, hey, it's cool if you want to. If you don't have the $400 to spend on the Bryn Allen photo session, no problem. We get it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just so weird.
It's so ridiculous. Because I'm looking back. We've cleared the shelves off a little bit, but for years you got the soccer pictures,
Yep.
you got the soccer team picture, and you got the flag football picture, and you got the class picture from elementary school, and it's like, and they're not good pictures. They're not. I mean, especially the ones where it's just the kid at school, in elementary school, and they're sitting there like this, and then you're supposed to pay, buy, It's,
Yep.
they're never good. And you've got a million pictures of your kid. If I could go back, I wouldn't get any of those. We're not keeping the soccer pictures.
You don't have them like plastered up somewhere? Do you have like a memory wall or something?
No.
Yeah, same.
I mean, Donna's taken a ton of pictures. She's,
But now they're all on your phone, and I don't know. You don't. It's the game has changed,
and it's if your phone, if something happens, if you're not backing up your pictures, you're screwed. You're totally screwed. Every memory is gone. We got reams of pictures under beds in giant Tupperware things.
Yes, yeah.
From the years when we took pictures.
We actually printed out some pictures a couple months ago, and I had to go pick them up from like Walgreens or whatever.
They look at you like you're a weirdo.
Oh, dude, I was like, what am I? What? I haven't done this in years. Like, where do I go? What happens? Dude, are they still ready? And they were ready in like less than an hour because nobody's ordering pictures. So you got them really quick, but it's like, I don't even know, like, do they, like before they would look at your pictures. I don't know if they still do that or not either. Like before,
look at them and what?
I don't know. Like all the whatever kid was working behind the counter who was developing the pictures would just stare at all the pictures. And if you had a picture that was a little,
to make sure,
it just in
make
general,
sure they all came out. Oh yeah,
exactly. Let me put that one to the side. I think there was a lot of that going on.
I mean, that's probably a pretty good gig if you're, back in the day working for Walgreens and be developing the pictures when you had to take your film in.
Yeah, all those not even Polaroid, all the Kodak cameras or whatever.
I don't know exactly how they develop film, but you take it in and then they develop and need to get your pictures. And man, you got some 18-year-old kid back
sifting through them.
Oh God, because if you want to take pictures of your naked wife, well, you got to get the film developed.
Yes,
I guess you could do a Polaroid. But
and you're trusting this 16-year-old to
not make copies.
Yeah, with your sensitive materials,
the most sensitive of materials.
That's really a joke. Dude, yeah, teenagers should not have that job, and they should also not work in pharmacies. It's more controlled now than it used to be. But when I was in high school, there was kids that I knew that were working in pharmacies. Dude, this was before
could they hook you up?
Oh my God, they were drug dealers. They were the biggest drug dealers in school. They were getting benzos and whatever the hell else was, at Eckerd Pharmacy. And yeah, 1 for you, 3 for me, 1 for you, 3. Like,
I think it's pretty tight now.
Now
I don't know if you're doing that now.
I would,
but
agree
I bet
with
it was
you.
pretty loose.
It was way loose.
Everything was loose back then.
It was way loose.
No, I mean, just think like if you're raised today, you think it's normal to go visit your Nana in the hospital and take everything out of your pockets and get wanded before you go in the hospital. That's what they do now. Every hospital, you're getting, some kind of security deal. And it's like, that's not normal. You just walk up. Then they didn't look at you when you went to the hospital. You just walk. I know my Nana's in room 301. You get in the elevator. You go walk past the nurse's station. Now you're getting frisked to go in the hospital.
Oh, bro, I got frisked at a charity event last week. Like a straight up just...
Was everybody else frisked or was it just you?
Yeah, it was just me. I thought it was a little weird.
This unsavory character.
No, everybody. They had metal detectors and everything. Like an airport. I'm going, where? I'm at an aquarium. Like, why is this happening? It's odd. But I guess it's the times. I mean,
you
never know when somebody's gonna freak out.
You never know. But if you really think about it rationally and logically, which we don't do in America, it's like you have a 100 times a better chance of getting in an accident and dying on your way to the aquarium than you do in a mass shooting. It's the people who get killed by handguns is far surpasses mass shootings.
Oh yeah.
But everybody's focused on them. I mean, they're terrible, and but because it's so grave. But I don't really worry about. I didn't worry about my kids going to school. I don't worry about my grandkids going to school. I'm like,
I kind of worry now. I do. There's
I do.
a bigger part of me now. Where I'm like,
Yeah, I think it's really getting a little worse. And because now I'm in public going, Donna used to always say, when I go in a restaurant and I look for the exits and I want to look at, make sure where I can escape. And I was like, whatever. And now I'm kind of like, where are the exits of this place?
Just in case. Just in case. Yeah, no, it's true. I'm more fearful now than I've ever been.
Yeah, did you see the news about how many? Well, fortunately for Florida, it's not as many but they were flying in these immigrants. Mm-hmm. They had a program where the U.S. government was flying in immigrants to different cities, and it was like 500,000 or 600,000. And Florida was lucky. We only had or maybe it was just Tampa, or was it lucky? Tampa got 3,000. I think we only got like 20 or 30,000, but some got 100,000. Mm-hmm. It's like. I just don't think that's good to have a country. You just bring in hundreds of thousands of people that you don't even know. You should have to be a kick-ass person to come to this country. How about that?
I thought that was the deal.
No, that's not the deal. It's never. I don't know if that's ever been the deal. At least you had to be like not a criminal before.
Well, this is going to sound weird, but like I don't even like going to Busch Gardens and seeing like 5 people that are questionable around me. Much less if I was to go to Busch Gardens and see 30,000 of them. It's like, wait a second. None of you all are speaking my language or whatever. I just don't understand it. I don't understand what's going on. There's a lot of variables there. I don't know.
I think we're the only country in the world where, we just bring in people willy-nilly, and if you went to China and all of a sudden a bunch of Americans started going to China, and you had, when you went to the Chinese Walmart, there was, 30% of the people were speaking English. The Chinese people were going, what's up with this bullshit? They would.
And we're the
Walmart. It's really cheap. It's not Walmart was cheap here.
Yeah. Over there, everything's manufactured in China. It's right. It's directed. Yeah.
You think they farm it out to some even shittier country? Nothing in China is made in China.
Not made in China.
Made in Botswana. Everything in China says made in Botswana. I'm thinking.
Botswanans work for less. Yeah,
it's a different time. There's a lot of different. I don't really want to get into the immigrant thing.
Yeah, all right.
Kind of don't.
Fair enough.
But to me, like
except for
no president in the history of America would win the election letting in this many people. I don't think they would. With the inflation, you marry inflation and immigration, and the guy should have a 0% approval rating. And that's not political.
It does seem odd.
Seems odd to me.
Well, on the bright side, ladies and gentlemen, it's riot season again.
It is riot season.
It's back to riot season. This is important.
And this one makes even less sense than last. Right. So right?
Way less sense. Like I'm not understanding this at all. I'm looking at, they had an article today locally on one of the news channels. They're like, oh, here's the people that were arrested in the protests. And I'm looking at the pictures of the mugshots of all of them. I'm going, okay, none of them look like college students that should be protesting USF. I'm like, something's just off with this in general. Like something's completely just weird. But it's totally riot season right now.
I think you said it last week, didn't you? That what's up with all these green tents and all these signs that look like they're professionally printed and all this shit.
Well, it's funny. They've now, hot off the press.
Oh shit!
And we also last week talked about logistics, right? Of like, what are the logistics about? Like you said about the tents. Like, where are they coming from? Where are they going? Like, how does this work? Right?
Yeah.
Well, now there's like the UCA Palestine Solidarity, whatever.
Boo! I'm booing that one. Boo! Whatever it is.
This has got to be what like the likes of potentially a George Soros could be funding or whatever, right?
Yeah, nobody else is funding stuff like that.
Right. Yeah. So they actually have like a list of needs. It's like
for their like demands for like when they're
to like continue this
continue their protest, to continue shutting down the school. We need some stuff from the school we're shutting down.
Here's what we need. Here's the following needs.
Oh boy, this is.
Please ensure the donations are BDS compliant. The Boycat app can help with this. Now, again,
what's BDS compliant?
I don't know. I've never heard that term before.
BDS.
I don't know what that is. Boycat app can help with this. Yeah, I don't know, but it said urgent. These are the urgent needs. Headlamps, airsoft goggles.
Headlamps?
That's right.
Are you shitting me?
They're digging a tunnel as well. Gas masks, respirators, skater helmets, shields, wood for a barrier.
No. This is fake, right?
Okay. In all fairness, I cannot say with 100% certainty whether it's real or fake because who knows anymore.
Shields?
They're just out there protesting.
To protect themselves from the cops.
Mike, they're
just
having a friendly protest.
To protect themselves from the rain. Okay.
Skater helmets with horns. No.
I don't understand this.
Wood for a barrier, knee and elbow pads, rain ponchos, canopies, utility gloves, super bright flashlights with strobe, umbrellas. Now, medical, they also have some medical needs for these protests. EpiPens, non-steroid inhalers, headlamps apparently falls under medical as well as organizational bins. Now, this is what's really important from the food category, is they need hot food for lunch, in parentheses, important. Vegan food, gluten-free food, ice, no packaged food, no coffee, no bagels, no nuts, and then there's a couple other things.
See, this is intentionally made to anger people. This is so.
Do you think that's a rib?
No, it could be real, and it's so that guys like common sense, the right wing obviously, but even common sense guys like you and I are going. Is this a joke? Who, this is.
I mean, if I was going to protest and somebody was going to bring me some, I would want some basic needs. Sure. That would be nice to have a nice hot lunch and, headlamp and a skater helmet.
These 2024.
This riot season now comes with demands this year.
Are the biggest pussy rioters in the history of rioters.
Why?
Because they want hot meals and fans and flashlights and helmets and shit. That's not you don't get nothing. You get a billy club to the head.
No. That's why they requested shields.
Yeah. Here's my theory. My theory is...
It's so weird.
January 6th was to make, people not want to protest the government down at the Capitol because they'll put you in jail for 2 years. This is to make nobody want to protest at all.
I don't know, hot lunch.
No, because they're gonna come in. They're gonna come in. Right now, they're coming in and they're starting to,
Yeah.
And people are like, yeah. Well, you're not gonna be going, yeah, when your protest is something that actually needs to be protested.
Yeah, something that's
So these protests are bullshit. But when you're cheering on the heavily suited and booted military / cops, remember.
Yeah. Well, okay. I don't know. Last night I saw on CNN, they were showing some footage of, I think it was the NYU or whatever it was, right? Riots.
Columbia, NYU.
Yeah,
USF, just USC, UCLA, they're all doing it. It's a fad. Go ahead.
But the rub was there was a lot of media, a lot of people with cell phones. Like everybody was filming, right? A lot of filming going on, but not a lot of actual protesters. It was like 90% of the crew there was all paparazzi or there to film something that there didn't seem to be a lot of action. You know what I'm saying? The press outweighed the protesters. The people with the cell phones looking to get video of it, yelling out World Star or whatever they're going to do, outweighed the amount of protesters. It was so strange to me. It seemed like a real disparity in the audience.
And when you see stuff like that, you know that it's not really what it appears to be.
Yeah.
Tell me, when you were 19, 20, 21, how worked up could somebody get you over a conflict in the Middle East?
Not enough to drop everything that I was doing and my job and all this stuff and go, I'm in. Let me do this. And
do some camping. You're in. You're locked in camping you're in, right? You're quitting your job. You're
at 19 or 20, 21, it could have been the most extreme, severe problem that could have ever occurred, and I would have still had a real issue with going, I still got to work tomorrow, so I don't know what you want me to do here. Or if I was a student in class, I would be like, hey, I would, but I got class and there's a lot of homework and I'm trying to pass through college.
It's finals time. It's fucking finals time. So you're okay,
They're not cramming for finals.
they don't care about finals all of a
No.
sudden. And plus, they, a lot of these schools say they're going to suspend them or even, ban them from campus for a year. You're going to risk what you've invested possibly 3 to 4 years in, and you're going to risk that for Gaza, which you can't find on a map because you don't know dick. Yeah, because very few 18, 19, 20-year-olds give a shit about what's going on anywhere.
Yeah. And then 10 years from now, when other things come to light or your opinion changes, which inevitably it will, you're going to go, oh, wow, 10 years ago when I did that, oh, man, that wasn't a good idea. Like now I'm associated with that, and there's different companies and different places that are going, hey, look, if you had anything to do with this, we're not touching you. We're not playing those games.
This is the fakest thing.
So now you're becoming hireable.
This is the fakest thing I've ever seen in my life. It's so fake.
It seems off.
And so it's so obviously fake. You could punch like a million holes in it. These, how many genocides are going on in the world now and have gone on in the last 20 years? It happens in a lot of countries, and they don't give a shit. All of a sudden, they give a shit about the people in Gaza. Why?
Which I do. We do. We do care about the people in Gaza.
Sure we do. We do, yeah.
But again, we also sympathize with Israel.
I care about all people.
Yes, all humanity.
And we definitely sympathize with Israel.
Correct.
And the horrible events on October 7th.
When they parachuted in.
The parachute on,
The glider with the fan. Like if I was at Clearwater Beach, I'd see some guy.
You can't really see him coming.
No, out of nowhere.
We got guys who do that around here. Have you ever seen them around here?
I have actually.
Yeah, and you can see them from probably pert near a mile away, and then they only go like 30 miles an hour. It would seem that somebody in one of the most heavily secured borders in the world would have seen those paramotors. I'm surprised they were asleep at the wheel. Asleep at the wheel.
Totally asleep at the wheel. The Iron Dome can stop anything
except a paraglider.
Right through.
Are you saying that Gaza is so brilliant?
Nope, not saying that at all. Not saying nothing about nothing.
As long as you say Gaza, you just don't say the other word, the H word.
Oh, yeah. That H word, that's a naughty one.
They just passed.
What did they pass?
The Antisemitism Awareness Act.
That's the thing?
They just passed it today. So you better watch, make sure, because Congress has now passed an anti-Semitism aware. It's like, this is the biggest charade, and it is not for good. I don't know what they got planned, but they got some weird shit going on, and it's all about screwing you and me, and they don't,
Well, and again, we've talked about it a little bit, I think, before. I've never personally, and again, I'm not of the Jewish faith, so it doesn't apply to me, right? But I personally, in my life, just growing up knowing people of the Jewish faith, I never saw anybody or experienced or saw people really racist or have disturbing opinions about any one of my Jewish friends. It just didn't happen. It wasn't my experience. Now, I will say when we were working at SiriusXM, there was a couple people in our lives
yeah,
who did have some disparaging remarks towards people in New York that were Jewish or whatever. And I overheard that. And it was the first time in my life, really, that I was ever like, oh, that's a thing? Like, oh. And it got there. So it does exist. I get it.
It's all, and it will always exist because
But it was just never my experience here in this state, in this area, of ever having to hear it or deal with it. Like racism, yeah, I saw that. I've seen that. But like anti-Semitism, it wasn't ever. I never saw it.
I've witnessed very little racism in my life, and like you said, almost no anti-Semitism. Pretty much like you said. The only time was when I also when at the old show. Yeah, I witnessed witnessed people calling coworkers that they allegedly, had a decent relationship. That the baddest word ever.
Correct. Yeah. Yes.
And it was
same.
like, and it's, I think part of that is trying to get you, the other person to start saying that word too.
Like bait you
into it. And I was like, oh, you getting me on that shit. I know what's going on here.
But I also never understood it. It just doesn't compute with me.
Stupid. I had to deal with that when it was just me, him, and 25. And and they, towards the end, it was just a nightmare. It was for me. Okay, so I'm sitting here.
Oh no! You're getting unzipped.
Oh yeah, and here he at 25 sits right next to me, and so I see him. And I see him, and he's like, he's going to have a motherfucker. At this point, they hate each other.
Okay.
And they're just not saying that they hate each other. And then, so I get to see that, and then, I got to kind of go with him when I'm with him, and then when I'm with the boss, I got to go with him. 'Cause I'm not, what am I going to do? I'm just kiss everybody's ass and stay out of the trouble. He's like, no, I can't stand it. He's so stupid. He is so dumb. Then using epithets, and it's like. It's a terrible position to be in. It's I'm in the middle of that. I got to go. When I was just like, yeah, I just shake my head. And go, yeah. I mean, what am I going to say? Yeah, he's that's what he wants me to do.
Sure.
Say that. And then 25, I got to go. Yeah.
Well, that's a whole other situation. But I will. Yeah. No. In my experience, I just never saw it. But if you're a college kid, right? I mean, times have definitely changed. How frequent is it to have, gays, lesbians, transsexuals, whoever in your life as just a person, as a friend? It's very common now in society. So I don't know if a 15, 16, 17, 8-year-old, whatever, has experienced the same level of racism or anti-Semitism as was 40, 50 years ago. If you're 15 now, I don't know, the game is things have changed. I can't explain it.
I think I had a little chart here, but I probably got lost.
A chart? You've got
I lost it. I X'd out of it.
Oh.
And it shows. I mean, that's when your head just wants to explode, and it's like everything is out there. The evidence is all right out there, and it's real evidence. Okay, the mentions of race by all major networks and cable channels is, there's the graph is, occasionally race comes up, occasionally race comes up, occasionally race comes up. In about 2019 or 20. That's all we talk about.
Riot
is race.
season.
That's all we talk about is race. So that's all we talk about is race. And it's like, well, that's so obviously a media and government ploy because things were getting better. Gay marriage, interracial marriage, nobody gives a shit, right? I mean, of course, you got
outliers.
You always have the outlier ignorant people because we have a bad education system in this country, and they were raised by racists, and they'll be, but no, there was a time when you couldn't go out as a white and black couple. You might,
Sure.
That ain't happening. Nobody even thinks twice about it. But they said, well, we can't have that. We got to bring this racism and this homophobia back because that's good for politics.
I think you're right.
I know it is. I guarantee it. This trans stuff, how many trans, kids did you know growing up?
None growing up, but there was definitely some folks that now, if I were to look them up, they're, gay or lesbian.
But that's not.
But yeah,
but trans is a whole different deal.
Yeah, I'm with you. I get it. So no, personally, none that I'm aware of.
None that I was aware of, and now it's like. I'm going to play a 1-minute bit and let the dogs out.
Oh, no.
They're going to come out here, and then you just have to remember, don't exit. You have to remind me that I got to put the dogs up.
Oh, okay.
In a half an hour. So sorry. The dogs are acting up, and I got to do what I got to do.
Hello, I'm Male Tillis. You know the country singer. Wild Horses couldn't drag me away from a concert, but a bad headache could. Aspirin tablets can be hard on the stomach. That's why I take Jolly's headache powder. I can't let a headache dictate my life. I need to run on all six pistons. Jolly's contains twice as much aspirin as ordinary powders. Mix a Jolly's headache powder in your favorite cocktail, and you're good as new. Ask for Jollies.
Welcome back to the hang. She was hanging with us tonight, Matt.
Oh, yes.
She's
Let's.
hanging. Got Big Kahuna, Ned's Navy,
Hey!
Beaver Smell Like Tuna. We got AJ the Linger, Smoking Wads of DMT, Triple Edge Sword, The Vampire Jeremy, Brian 2172, Brent's Nevada Landbead, Tommy Bernhardt. Wait a second. Tommy Bernhardt said he pawned his class ring for $400.
Woo!
What?
Good for him.
Oh, he said it cost him $800.
Oh.
Still, how are they gonna get? What kind of class ring is $800? That's a wedding ring.
Well, what were your parents doing for a living?
Nah,
My
man,
God.
Tommy Bernhardt was balling
For
back in the
real.
day.
He was the rich kid that showed up in Lexus.
If my parents had $800 to give me, I would have just said, "Screw this ring, man. I'm gonna go out and party."
Wow.
AJ the Linger, Sean Raz in the house, Ink Spike, Alan from Jacksonville, Whitey Pimp Tidy, Whitey Pimp Tidy, Triple Edge Sword, Kevin JK, Beaver Smell Like Tuna, Terrestrial Mac has subscribed for 34 months. Thank you very much, Terrestrial Mac. That's dedication. I think I got everybody. Ned's Navy.
This song almost reminds me too much of the Jimi Hendrix
It does kind of.
thing,
BW Rick in the house.
which gives me PTSD.
Oh, that one. Forgot about that
The
one.
Voodoo Child.
Emerson Johnson just gifted a tier 1 sub. Appreciate it, Emerson Johnson. Kevin JK just cheered 5,000 bits. You know, Kevin JK, for 15,000 more bits, you could drop the deuce.
Oh.
And then you get the
You get the rare bottle of whiskey.
private label.
Private label.
The Hang whiskey.
The Hang whiskey.
Woo!
You also get a cuck ring.
Cuck ring.
And I think that's
Two-year
it.
two-year subscription.
To all the content. That's
all
right.
the content that the Hang provided. AJ the Linger gifted 25 tier 1 subs. Thank you, AJ. That's a lot of subs, buddy. Appreciate it.
Did you see? I sent you just because we're hearing that song. I'm thinking of the Voodoo Child thing with Hogan. Every time he used to call, you have to hear that song. Hogan was on the 700 Club. Have you seen this yet?
Oh, no.
Oh yeah.
You know,
Oh yeah.
I mean, let's just get, why you know.
We get it. We get it. You're a Christian, okay?
He's a big phony fucking Christian. Come on, let's
get
get
it.
real. Let's get real.
Is this the one I
don't. Oh, is this not it?
No, that's it.
Yeah.
So he's on the 700 Club. This clip is going around because it's fucking ridiculous. Okay.
Oh, I can't wait.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'll just let it play.
Here we go. Hulkamania.
Story.
Yeah, of course.
A buddy of mine, Roddy Piper, passed away. Roddy Piper.
Look, he's decked out in the John 3:16. He's decked out.
No, hold on. It gets better. It's a John 3:16 shirt with the Hulk Hogan logo on the side of the sleeve.
Nice.
Yeah, really marketing God now. Really into it.
He really loves Jesus.
And he was really trying hard to, surrender and try to get his life straight. So, I mean, we would text every single day. Now, in the wrestling business for 25 years, we couldn't stand
Was he Roddy Piper? Is that
Yeah,
what you're talking
correct.
about?
each other. We were at each other's throats. I know it's predetermined, all that, but he did not like me, and I did not like him. And that's just how it was. Well, once we got older and, you know, we basically had some conversations. And so we started talking a lot, and he started asking me about my spirituality. He really didn't connect, but he was very curious.
Just on a side note,
Yes.
there's a great article, and we could go over this sometime too, where it's all the lies that he's been caught telling over the years about like all these different things that
Yeah.
he said, you know, like he's been, yeah, it's just whatever. So that's kind of what people were saying with this one. It's like just another one of those, add it to the pile.
Him and Rowdy Roddy used to just talk about spirituality all the time.
Apparently.
Wow.
Gets better.
You know, he wouldn't surrender. And all of a sudden he passes away. And it was an A&E special about Roddy Piper. And the very thing, when they get ready to go to credits, it wasn't a text message, but it was a text message that was a voice message on the text. You know, so he must have. But this text
Is he gonna cry?
He's going to try.
Is he gonna cry?
message came in 2 days after he died. And the text message goes, I'm just loving you, my brother. I'm just walking with Jesus and loving you, my brother. I was like,
Are you saying that Roddy Piper texted Hulk Hogan from heaven? Is that what we're saying?
That is exactly what he's
I need a
saying.
moment to take this in.
Yes, take in this miracle.
You know, Hulk Hogan may have converted me to Christianity.
You know, he wouldn't surrender, so he died. But then after he died, 2 days later, it's almost like a Jesus Christ kind of thing. You know,
Crazy.
A couple days later,
He was resurrected.
he's kicking out.
And he kicked out. he
Kicked
kicked
out.
out and texted Hogan. He's walking with Jesus. Come on, Terry.
like,
He's probably thinking this is where you go.
go-
Super Christian baby face to
The 700 Club, it doesn't get any more Christian based than that, right?
Yep.
I mean, that's
it.
That's
it.
that was like the old Pat Robertson thing,
Yeah,
right? Before
that was-
Pat
yeah.
passed away. Yeah. So.
I mean,
nobody's going to ask you the hard hitting questions in the old 700 Club interview.
did nothing but teeing it up for you. I've mentioned to Don, I was like, you could, you'd just be tiger lilies, and then, you're like, you got to have, I don't know what you say, but you say something, and you cater to the Jesus crowd. And you don't have to do anything but have it on the side of your vehicle and in your logo and on your card, with Christ we walk, some kind of bullshit like that.
Oh, dude.
And you probably cash in. You could super duper cash in. We need to go to church is what me and Donna need to do. And start
Well,
giving flowers to the church.
There you go. Dude, let me tell you, I firmly believe this, like, because I have a family member who did this, like that Christian Brothers Automotive Service.
Yes.
Which they're fine and good. No, not a bad word to say about them at all.
I had a decent experience with him.
But the fact of the matter is, this family member went there because it was called Christian Brothers.
Yep.
It's just the name of a franchise of an auto, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it has nothing.
Oh, I think they do claim to be.
They do, but it doesn't
do.
mean the mechanic's going to be any better than the mechanic down the street, right? But the fact that they have the Christian name in there, it does. It adds a certain.
You want to support.
Yeah,
The
they
good,
seem
good
good-hearted.
Christians. They're good Christians. Plus, you think they're not going to rip you off. You're like, well, they would never rip me off. Your preacher's ripping you off.
My car broke down 2 days later. I got a voicemail from Christian Brothers Automotive, and they told me, you still owe us $1,000.
Oh, real Christianly here. Let's bring it home, Terry. Bring it home.
he would have never said that when he was here.
What?
Oh, but
A
wait.
text from
It's also easy to talk about people once they're dead and just
make shit up.
make shit up.
Notice he's not whipping out the text. Oh, accidentally deleted it, brother.
It was a voicemail.
Oh, it was a voice, yeah.
It was
Then we
audio.
Then we want to hear it, right?
I
Why
th-
wouldn't you play it?
So I think he did at
Does
some
he play
point
it?
play it. Not during this interview. I think there was a documentary or something that did play it. Now, The question is, one, is it authentic?
Authentic, or and
Or
two,
AI? Or two, when was the actual date of it? Like, you can't say, 2 days later, this voicemail message occurs, the heavens, the skies part, and Rowdy Roddy Piper's on your voicemail.
I mean, if people were
Come on.
people were voicemailing people from heaven, there would be a lot of people, going to the newspaper going, man, and I got proof. Look, it came today.
The only one who's done this is Rowdy Roddy Piper.
To Hulk Hogan.
So that's correct. That's the only voicemail transmission that's occurred from up the old upstairs.
And these kind of people, workers like Hogan, he's got that voicemail in his back pocket because 2 months ago, Roddy realized he was dying. He was like, yeah, I'm walking with Jesus now.
Can you do me a favor, brother? Can you send me a voicemail so I can hold on to it?
He sent him a script.
I need something for
Say you're walking with Jesus, then when you die. It's a work. It's all a work. Roddy was in on the work.
His finest work.
Oh, what happened? Okay, here we go. Oh, this guy's he's really feeling it.
He wanted you to hear it, right?
Oh, they're gonna bring. Are they gonna bring in the music now?
Sure.
Are they gonna bring in the music?
700 Club, of course.
Right now, he's got a roofing nail. He's sticking into his thigh, trying to make himself cry.
He's gonna pull out a razor blade and cut his forehead.
Oh!
Is that a moist towelette? This is from my boneless wings at Hogan's Hangout. Huh?
Hogan's Hangout.
I've got a moist towelette.
You need it. It's an empty steroid wrapper. Look, this is legit, man. This is legit. I'm no lying. I think this is legit.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he would have never said that when he was here.
Yeah, so he was dead, right? He said it when he was dead, right, Terry? Is that what you're saying?
He said it when he was dead.
He said it when he was
2
dead.
days later,
Well, that proves it
Mike,
was dead.
2 days later, he checks his phone, voicemail, Rowdy Roddy in heaven.
I mean, I'm sure. Why wasn't this on the national news?
To me, it seems like a real phenomenon.
It seems
700 Club got the scoop.
You could change people's lives with this. There is a heaven because Rowdy Roddy sent a voicemail while he was walking with Jesus. This is This is the greatest
in a
thing.
kilt.
The greatest thing that's ever happened since Jesus Christ came down from heaven. This is pretty much the second coming. It's happening.
It's pretty amazing, and credit to old Terry there. He's really got it out. Like, he didn't even just do the John 3:16. He got the cross thing going. Really working the angle. Good for you.
And then on his arm, he's got "I am what I am." What does that mean?
It's a Popeye thing,
It's a
right?
Popeye thing. Is that? I guess because he's got the big forearms. Is that the deal, Terry?
I am's what I am.
Look at this. Look at this down here. Look at this down here.
Well, I mean, in all fairness, he's still in pretty good shape. I'll give him that.
I know, but it's like, you could. That looks like a boob.
that's a bicep.
He's got a nipple there. It's pretty hot. It's a saggy bicep. It's starting to sag. There's nothing you can do.
No, that's
you get that age. There's nothing you can do. But he looks pretty good. He looks pretty good.
Yeah, I agree.
So it's amazing how things work, So
Except for the wig he's wearing. I mean, did we forget that he is wearing a wig, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, does it?
Did Jesus?
Does the 700
there's
Club?
nothing in the Bible about not wearing wigs.
Can the interviewer of the 700 Club just ask one hard hitting question? Just give me one. Just be like, "Hey, is that your real hair?" Like something. No, nothing.
No, this is a big coup for the. They don't. Who's going on this? I don't know now. Now, how big is Hogan's star now?
I have no idea.
Because you got to be how old to really know? Like your 30s, right? Mid to late 30s.
I don't know. He's still pretty. He's
still relevant.
I don't know about relevant, but there's iconic status there, which generations know.
Do they? Like if you're like 25 years old and you see a picture of Hogan, you might go, yeah, that's that Hulk Hogan guy. But you wouldn't really know anything about him, would you?
No, you wouldn't know much about him, maybe.
Yeah, he's just that guy.
But now he's the Christian guy.
It's a good move.
It is a strong move.
It's a brilliant move.
I mean, he could work the church circuit forever and just give uplifting speeches from church to church. It's like like
Terry.
get 25 grand, 30 grand pop for a speech, 100 grand here, all this stuff. You just work that circuit forever. It's the equivalent to a band who had one hit and just keeps playing, those food and wine festivals until the end of time.
I mean, if you're a preacher and you have a decent sized church, you're always looking to bring in some speakers because they're gonna fill that collection plate. We got who's gonna be Wednesday night? Well, who's there Wednesday night?
Rowdy Roddy Piper, live from heaven.
Live from heaven.
Live.
And Hogan, imagine Hogan playing that voicemail. The people they're getting out their checkbooks. I mean, they're going nuts. We got a message from heaven from Rowdy Roddy Piper. He's going to bank for the rest of his good. Bravo, Hulk Hogan.
I know.
Bravo.
Getting him once again, baby. Getting him once again.
You're
Good
the
job.
ultimate worker. The ultimate worker.
Voicemail from heaven. What are we doing?
And they're buying it. The guy from
The interview's not even asking a follow-up question.
I mean, you think the interviewer might have gone, like, we got to cut this thing. Now we're talking about everybody's going to want to eat, a voicemail from heaven now. No, he's just like, yeah, a voicemail from heaven.
Wouldn't it be funny, though, if they left and the guy from 700 Club was like, guy's fucking nuts.
He probably did.
It's just like,
he probably did.
He thinks he got a voicemail from Roddy in heaven.
That guy was just like, that was, oh man, did you hear Hogan said he lied about it?
That is a 700 Club scoop.
That's a scoop. I didn't see it.
I don't even know where the 700 Club airs anymore.
Does it still? I don't even know.
I mean, they're doing something.
I bet it's online. I got to Google the 700. I mean, it's got to be on the air somewhere.
I'd be lying if I said that my family didn't give money to the 700 Club. We did. Growing up, it was.
Wow.
Dude,
sorry to hear that.
I didn't know any better. It wasn't my, but like 700, Pat Robertson, dude, that guy was the man as far as, back in the day, Christianity is concerned and all that jazz.
Yeah, for some reason, he was
700 Club, yeah.
Trying to figure out let's see.
They're still partying.
The Christian Broadcasting Network.
Yeah.
And they have their own deal, the Trinity Broadcasting Network. But I don't know if they're like on mainstream TV. But I guess you don't have to be anymore. You can just because you had to pay. They had to pay to probably be on regular TV.
Sure.
So now they don't have to pay. They just do it on the website, and they cut all that expense, and they still make bank because everybody's on the internet.
Well, I'm still confused with Spectrum, why I have a Scientology channel that's just there.
There's a
Scientology.
Yeah, you may have Scientology channel.
Literally,
what's it called? It's called
the Scientology channel. Like, I'm not even playing. It is a channel like Spectrum Cable.
Well, why wouldn't Spectrum take money from Scientology?
Based in Clearwater and all that. I get it, but I thought you could pick and choose some channels. This is not one that you can take off of your Spectrum network.
Yeah,
it is permanently there, and it's permanently playing Scientology 24/7, dude. There is no break.
24/7.
It is 24/7 propaganda to Scientology, and it's just okay. They just pay for their own channel, and it's just fine. Again, you're not having the satanic network could have as much money as anybody, right?
They're not getting their own channel.
They're not getting their own channel, but for some reason, it's okay for Scientology to get their own channel.
They just bought basically all of downtown Clearwater. Did you hear about that?
No,
So
no.
They bought this guy.
I thought they already owned it, honestly.
Well, they own a lot.
Okay.
And then there's this one guy who came in and he bought a bunch of retail space, and he was gonna revitalize downtown Clearwater. And he was just like, man, I just can't deal with this. The government and Scientology. He's like, screw it. So he sold it to Scientology for $60 million. So he had a shitload of property. Now Scientology owns everything.
They keep it clean. That's the rub.
I guess low crime area because nobody's going there.
For real. It is. It's a very clean, more or less, portion of town. And because...
But it's not generating a lot of tax dollars, I don't think.
Oh, no. They get a... Yeah,
I guess there's somehow the city's making money off.
I think the 700 Club is tax exempt.
Absolutely.
What a joke.
I mean, I believe you have to pay property taxes and stuff like that. But I think all that money they make, exempt. It's the way to go. I've often toyed with the idea of coming up with a Christian comedy act, because you've seen Christian comedians, and they're so lame. They're so lame. So I think it's the time has come. You can make it be a little more edgy, because the churches, they got rock bands, they got rap. They don't care anymore.
So what do you focus on? What does that act
You
look
tell
like?
stories about the Bible, and you make fun of them in a way that's not going to offend Christians too bad.
Like
You're
make
real
fun
edgy.
of their
Make
sandals
fun of Noah,
and stuff like
make
that.
fun of Noah, the animals on the ark, and but don't do it in a way like that's fucking believable.
You could
don't
never
do that shit.
You could never pull that off.
I know.
You're way too.
Halfway through the act, I'm going to go into my pagans and potheads atheist deal, and
Yeah,
I'm going to be lynched.
you blow your cover.
I'll be crucified. Yeah, I can't do it. I can't. I've never been able to do it.
It's a tough act to pull off, because Christianity, if you really are faking it, like I get there's people that believe, and that's fine. I'm not saying
I don't care. Just
don't care. But the ones that are faking it, man, you gotta always be on your game, right? Because
work.
Yeah, it's like you're acting 24/7, 365.
Or do you need to be on your game? Like Jimmy Swaggart was making
then you just ask for forgiveness.
millions of dollars, and then he got cut. Like he was driving around in a limo with 2 whores and a bottle of champagne, snorting cocaine.
Jimmy!
I mean, like a rock star, and he got caught, and he just came on and cried. Forgive me, I've sinned. And people were like, "Yes, you're a Christian. You got to forgive him."
Yeah, that's the whole premise.
So you don't really even have to fake the funk. You just gotta cover it up a little. You get nobody cares. Nobody cares. If you look at who's Jim Baker, Tammy Faye. I think they're still going along, and he was.
Oh, no way, they're still going along.
It's way lower, but
I thought she's dead.
Oh well, yeah, they are getting old now. But they recovered from that after a few years and went on.
Yeah.
They just go, the woe is me. Oh my God, forgive me, Lord. I don't know what I was thinking.
It's at the Sheridan on Sand Key, and to this day, I think they have it. It's not called the Jim Baker Suite.
Jim Baker Suite,
but people do book the room because it was public knowledge, right? In the news articles and stuff. So people will book that room as like the Jim Baker Suite. And God knows what's going on in that room that
He
night.
defiled that woman.
I'd hang on the Jim Baker Suite. That'd be fun.
Do you remember any of the details? Like he did some. I think he was like really pretty kinky guy.
I don't
think
remember
he did
that. I
some
thought it was
stuff.
just a hooker.
What was her
Was it something
name?
more?
What was the name of the girl? There's one girl who busted him, and he was
for Jim Baker?
Yeah, and he was. I can't remember her name, but
Let me see. Ooh.
He was running her through the ringer in that room. I'm telling you that right now, buddy. Jesus was in the cuck chair for that one.
Baker alleged to have used. Boy, that was. What year do you think that happened?
Oh my God!
Think about this one for a second.
I'm thinking it's in like 1990. I have no idea. When is it?
87 is what it's popping up as.
That's a long ass time ago.
Minister implicates Baker in homosexuality and prostitution. I'll have to. I googled Jim Baker hooker, but that's not coming up with a name. I can try to.
Jim Baker victim.
Oh yeah, Jessica Hahn.
Jessica Hahn. That's it.
And then she was on Howard Show a lot, right?
She was making the rounds.
That's right, Jessica
She had an
Hahn.
interesting story to tell.
Who said she was a virgin before she was allegedly raped by Jim Baker in 1980, worked as a prostitute from 1977 to 78. A woman claiming to blah, blah, blah. Okay.
So homosexuality, rape. Just
all the hits.
Just typical minister shit.
You know what's weird? It's not even surprising to hear a minister like that's literally, it doesn't shock. I don't think it shocks anybody.
It doesn't shock anybody. It's the new norm, really. You can come out with anything about anybody. You just wait like 5 years, and people are like, "Oh yeah, he was killing babies."
He's still alive?
How old is he? He's got to be late 70s.
Okay, what do you think his net worth is? Now, these are always incorrect, but take it with a grain of salt.
$1 million.
Okay, it's saying 500,000, which is surprisingly low.
Well, he didn't come back as strong as he thought he would after the rape.
He's 84.
84.
Yeah.
See, he ain't no. It doesn't matter who you are. Nobody wants to hear an 84-year-old preacher. Nobody heard. I mean, it's like nobody wants an 80-year-old president.
Yeah.
It's like why do we got to be so partisan? I don't want a president that I look at and go, oh, what an embarrassment. It's like some kind of cruelty to have this old man up there who doesn't know what he's saying. He can
The elderly abuse angle.
walking down the off the helicopter. It's like, I mean, I was walking to the bathroom at Glory Days on Monday night after 5 beers watching the hockey game, and I got a bad knee, and I was like, I know just what Joe Biden feels like, because I'm trying to walk normal, not looking an idiot, because I had. You ever go to a bar and you have too many? You're like, let me walk to the bathroom and not look like a drunk. And that's what Biden. He has to think about every step.
Yeah, permanently, and every movie he makes is on video, and people picking it apart, and especially now with the talk of him declining cognitively. Like, you're right, he really has to kind of be on point. Like, Trump could trip and fall and be like, the curb, it was the curb, curb's stupid, we're gonna tear the curb down. Biden's not that present or that personality type who would be like, curb. Like, he would handle
he would
it.
just break his hip and go to the hospital.
That's it. Yeah.
It's just sad. So okay, you hate Trump. That's fine.
Oh boy.
Well, Biden's, he obviously sucks. Well, vote for RFK then.
But he's got a voice that's weird.
That's
the argument.
I mean, that's really
It's one of the arguments.
It's hard to take. I like. He says it. He probably phony as the day is long, but he says really good stuff. But he says it in this voice, and it's like, oh.
Hey, it feels like an old Maxwell cassette that had been sitting in the sun for 9 hours, and then you popped it in and you press play.
It's terrible.
Speeding it up and rewinding it really quick.
It's painful to listen
Yeah.
to. That's exactly.
Sounds like he's doing reel to reel.
So I don't even know. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if I'll even vote. I'll probably vote I might vote for like somebody who nobody even knows, just to go down to the polling place and see what's going on.
No.
In 2020, why? No?
When in doubt, sit it out.
Well, I've sat it out for 20 years, buddy. 20 years since I voted.
And I'm in doubt. I'm sitting it out.
Yeah, I've been pretty happy sitting it out going, I didn't vote for that guy.
Yeah.
I didn't vote for that guy either.
Exactly. And then people go, well, if you didn't vote, then you can't bitch and complain. It's like, I still can. I can. If I did vote, I'd still bitch and complain. So
your vote ain't going to change anything. It's my favorite quote is Mark Twain. If voting mattered, they wouldn't let you do it. That was 100 years ago. The government is charged of the voting process. You'll notice that in every other country, we don't believe the results. Maybe a few. We go with the France and the England and the Germanys. But any other country, we're like, yeah, the guy got 90%, right? Because it's rigged. Because he's in control, right? Yeah. Well, our guys are in control. They control every aspect of everything.
What do you think of the Trump trial? All these gag orders and all this stuff going on. And I'm torn on it because I'm going, he kind of does deserve to be able to speak his piece still, right? Just regardless of whatever you think is true or not true, whatever. You still should maybe be able to speak your piece on it. But maybe not.
I'm
in the gray on it.
Everybody should be gray, and everybody should think, well, he may, Trump, he may have done some shady shit, but also, should a sitting president be having his Department of Justice look into his opponent? You're getting into dictatorship kind of realms there. Everybody's worried about Trump being a dictator. Well, right now we got the DOJ throwing suit after suit after suit against the current sitting president's political opponent. You got to at least think about that. And that's what I think. The whole thing I think it is I think Trump's in on it. I think this is a whole boondoggle to just
entertain the possibility that it's grimy.
To take they're going to, they're taking all the power. And Trump's in on it. They're like, you're not going to prison. And you're going to make so much money. It's not even funny. Just keep playing that Trump role and divide people. And, and then we're blaming it on RFK and Biden's going to win. That's how it could go. I don't know how I can't. I'm not a political guy, but I could never vote for the current administration because everything they do is against all common sense, in my opinion.
Well, they had that guy who was my attorney for the whole to do.
Yeah.
And he took the stand yesterday at the attorney Keith Davidson.
Oh yeah. How'd he do?
That guy is so shitty. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know how he did, but hopefully terrible. You know what I'm saying?
He's shitty as far as he's not good, or he's a
look
shitty,
at what he
or
did.
he's a shitty person.
He just shitty.
just
shitty. Like one of the worst two attorneys I know, and the other one did a honeypot deal on a it's that kind of shit.
It's almost as if attorneys are shady.
Yeah,
kind of like politicians,
I was
right?
kind
of like politicians.
Yeah, I was looking at these articles. And I'm going, oh my god! Like that's the thing. Like attorneys, you got to be careful when you're choosing them, because the attorney, you're supposed to rely on your attorney for the best advice possible and to guide you through things. Boy, did that guy not guide me correctly on any level at all. And I tried to even file a bar complaint against the guy. And it was like,
how'd that go?
Well, come to find out, they're like, he already has several bar complaints against him. And then they sent me a whole thing of paperwork to fill out. I'm going, now you're giving me a job because this guy's shitty. I got to fill out all the paperwork because this guy sucks. Like it's.
The more you think about it,
so weird.
It's like you think about lawyers, and like if you're a lawyer, who you hanging out with? Other lawyers, and if you're who do you hang out with if you're a judge?
Lawyers, because typically you used to be a lawyer,
and you see this guy in your court 10, 15 times a year, and you like him. He's you go have a beer with him. Who are you going to rule in favor for? You're ruling for your boy. If I'm a judge, you come in there. Hey, what's up, Matt? I got you back, buddy. Yeah, I'm not going to make you pay that $200,000. Screw that guy. That's how everything works, and that's how the legal system works. They always talk about the Supreme Court justices and the Supreme Court. They're a bunch of dirtbags. To work your way that high up in the judicial system, you got to be a piece of shit.
That's a fair point. That's a fair point.
Arg.
That's his name on chat? Or I thought you were looking at somebody on chat named Arg.
Arg. That's what I do.
Get off my lawn.
Get off my lawn. All right.
1 hour down already.
1 hour down already.
Unreal.
Over an hour. We can't stop. We'll be we're going to take a break, refill our beverages, and we'll come right back with some more of the hang. Give you a little nib. We'll be right back. I doubt any of you knew her. Nobody related to the Queen is going to hear this show. So fuck her. I didn't know her. I'm sure she was totally cool. Yeah, whatever. Well, my grandma was totally cool too, and they didn't throw a parade for her, so fuck off. Fuck that old battle axe. I couldn't give a bigger rat's ass. I recorded the news last night just so I could forward over the 20 minutes of dead Queen coverage. I don't care. Some old lady was given a bunch of jewels and a crown and 8 mansions to live in. And then they're shocked that she was nice and happy. I'd be happy if I had $18 billion like a fucking queen. Fucking people waiting on you hand and foot, acting like you're a fucking god. Acting like you're a fucking god. People kneeling down before you, kissing your feet. Sire, what shall I do for you? Fuck you. Fuck you. You know what a good queen would have been? A good queen would have been, I'm moving out of the palace. I'm going to go live on this, regular street. And I'm not, no servants, no nothing. I don't need anything. I'm not better than you. I didn't even get elected. I was born into this with my inbred blood. What a fucking joke. People are so stupid. Fuck that bitch. She should have abdicated. Then she would have been the good. She would have said, "You don't need a queen. You already got a government. Why do I need $18 million a year? I'm for the good of the country. We're shutting this shit down." That's the only good queen possible. You fucking dick lickers. They already got a government. She's the ultimate figurehead. They pay her so people can think things are nice because she's a rich fucking old cunt. It's a pretty good gig. And they're surprised when she always pretended to be nice around the public. Fuck off, you two. Fuck the queen and fuck you too. Fucking A, right. That's the only place you'll hear that. The only place you'll hear it, the only way this old bag could have been a great queen was if she had abdicated long ago and said, "I want to save this country $18 gazillion and put my stupid inbred ass out to pasture." Then she would have been a great woman, but she didn't. She fucking sucked on the system and played nicey out in public. When inside, I think she was a racist royal cunt. Oh, doesn't it feel good to hear other people talk about it? Hot mic.
Hey,
Oh, sorry about that.
This is Rowdy Piper. Just checking in.
His head is on the his. Quit your whining. Damn dogs.
There. Yes. I'll just sit here and talk.
Say what?
An impromptu net off.
We're gonna do a net off.
No.
For the rest of the show, we're gonna talk like that.
Dueling nets.
Yeah. You can't touch me.
I can.
Piece of shit.
I'll try to touch you. Yeah, I can. I can get occasionally one line down, but that's about it.
Yeah, I get the occasional. Yeah, you know, don't sound like near as much like Ned anymore. It's like, okay, I better go back and rework the Ned. I'm used to saying like 20 lines a day. You know, it's easy to do it for 3 hours. It gets a little tough.
I'll give you one. Hold on, I didn't even tell you this. Yeah, my son, at his job, somebody blew him in on what I do, right? And blew him in on this podcast. Anyways,
Yeah.
So he said he used to listen to the old show all the time, and his favorites were me and Ned. Okay, this is what the guy said.
As usual, I'm left out.
Well, that's the funny part. Even the funnier part is my son doesn't have the heart to tell him that Ned's not real.
Oh.
So he's still believing it. Like to this very day, this very moment in time, he still is believing.
I mean, we did, you know.
How funny is that?
It's so weird. Because a lot of radio shows will have a character, but they usually aren't like sitting in there the whole time.
Yeah.
And I'm a character and I'm talking for decades, and it's just like, it's just the way it is. And it's like he can't see me, so it's like it's a real thing. It was the realest character I think ever in radio.
Well, there was a couple times where a guest, we would kind of eventually pull back the curtain. But I'm trying to remember particular guests' names, and it just escapes me. But we would all be in the studio, and you would be doing, obviously, both. You'd be Manson and then Ned, right?
Yeah.
And the guest who didn't know that this was about to happen would look and go, what just happened? Like, did it? And almost like have to do a double take, and then they kind of figured it out. But it took... because we didn't tell them all the time. It or you'd accidentally slip into character.
Yeah.
Like these things.
A lot of times they would go, oh, Ned's, he's out in his car when the guests would come in too.
Yes, all the time, Ned. Yeah. Most of the time, 90% of the time,
yeah.
you'd be out. Oh, he's over there doing a bit. Can I meet him? He's not really available right now. How weird is that?
Ned was never available in the 20 years. Ned was never available, ever.
That's so funny. What a ridiculous premise. And these were people that some of them were very high stature people who you would think that they would
be a little more savvy.
Question it.
I think we really
pulled the wool over.
We did a great job. We did a great job of pulling it off. We got to admit, we did a great job. Everybody bought it.
Yeah.
I always wondered, like in the Bubba Paloozas, we'd have the fake Ned for the meet and greet the night before, so everybody's buying that. And then on stage, it's not a 6-foot old man, it's me in a wig and a beard. And Bubba that put the lights as low as possible.
Really
I was
low
in
lights.
pitch blackness.
Oh, you'd have like 3 can lights on you, and that was it. That was great.
I got the picture. One of the pictures right here. Oh, this is a lot of lights. This is towards the end where we didn't give as much of a damn. That's a lot of light for Ned. He was always a red light. He was making low red lights.
Which is fair. That's a good call.
That's Bubba Palooza in Immokalee.
Oof.
We used to do it down.
Casino?
Yeah, it's talk about the middle of nowhere.
In Florida, right? Just like an armpit of Florida somewhere?
It's down. It's like north of the Everglades, I think.
Ooh.
And you just drive. It's like driving to Maryville, Indiana.
Oh.
And it's
when you fly into Chicago?
Yeah. Brutal. And then you look and you see, it's just like chickens and, like you drive through Haiti is what it was like. You're driving through Haiti. Shut up! See, it probably doesn't bother you. It bothers me, these fucking dogs. Come on, get home, Donna.
It's just some barking.
Oh, I can let him back in? Shh, I meant to let him back in.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. You got this? You got this?
Yeah. I'll tell everybody that you can download The Hang on Spotify, Apple Podcast. Check us out on YouTube. Oh, my God. Mike's going crazy out there. I think he either just spilled something or he's beating something. I don't know what's going on. But, yeah, download The Hang. Check us out. We've got good downloads every week. And that's all I got, I think. What's the big deal about the dogs? Let them bark.
It's annoying. If you live with dogs.
It's better than having pet squirrels or something.
We had pretty much we could go down to Immokalee every year. They liked us there, and we got a decent crowd. And we weren't packing it, but we had a good crowd. That all got blown.
What are you gonna do?
I put a little message up on Facebook because it's been 5 years, and I'm kind of proud of that. So I put a message up and thanked all the people that have helped us. And so I think somebody took my message and put it up on one of his sites, and was like, "Oh, you mentioned Howard Stern, but you didn't mention blah blah." And I was like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mention the guy that blew every golden opportunity I ever had. Sorry." What are you fucking talking about?
It was a nice message. I saw it. I did a little love emoji on there.
I didn't see that.
It was
Thank you.
it was a nice message. It's sweet, and it is cool that this is you're 5, you're 6.
This is year fucking 6.
You're 6.
Time
That's
flies,
cool.
man. Time flies.
Yeah, it does.
It's like
Yeah.
when did you leave the show?
I don't know. What 11 or 12?
So that's almost you were coming up on 15 years.
Yeah, something like that.
That's
yeah.
crazy.
Yeah,
11 or 12.
I think. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, you got all the getting was good, my friend.
Debatable.
See, if you had under better circumstances.
There wouldn't have been better circumstances, honestly.
Yeah. All right, let's move along. From
Yeah.
that.
I'm just saying in general, like it all ends in an implosion or explosion.
But see this picture right here.
Yeah.
I had a whole band. I even had a cowbell guy. That's the cowbell guy. I mean, it was like a few years after that. I'm looking at his picture because I hadn't looked at it in a long time, and I went, "What is this thing? This apparition in the corner?"
Who was the cowbell guy?
It was just a friend of mine, and he came up to me and said, "Can I be cowbell guy?" And I went, "Sure, you can be cowbell guy. I don't give a
like the village people up there.
You can be cowbell guy. Why not?"
Dude, how many people are in the village? No, I'm thinking of not village people. I'm thinking of the Parliament Funkadelic. I had them for a show one time, and
Yeah, really. They're still doing the Parliament Funkadelic. That's an old school band.
it was George Clinton and the Parliament Funkadelic, and there was so many of them. It was outrageous to the point where you didn't know who was supposed to be on stage and not on stage. And then you would just see members, and they would just be up there, and then they would just disappear, and they'd go burn a heater
Nice.
off the side of the stage, and then they'd just come back up whenever they felt like it. It must have been 30 of them. It was crazy.
I've seen like some of these 70s and 80s acts, and they'll have like 3 backup singers and 4 guitar players and 2 trombone players. And I'm like, how do they make any money?
Right? I would trim all that fat.
You ever see the Black Honkies, a local group in Tampa?
Yeah, there's like 8 of them or
And
something.
that's because you're just a local group. Mm-hmm. How do you make money playing out with 8 people?
Yeah, even if they get booked a lot, and let's say it's $1,500 a night, right? Let's just say, and they probably play every night or damn near close to it.
Yeah, they're pretty popular.
But at the end of the day, you're still splitting amongst
8 people.
How
much, I can't even what do you make, a couple grand? That's a lot of money to pay a band. A couple grand, you divide that by 8.
Yeah,
you're getting $200. And not exactly the rock star life.
Nice duo is the way to go.
That's what I'm thinking.
I think that's like what is it, the Black Keys? There's only like 2 of them, right? And they do really well. They,
see, and
they'll
nowadays
do stadium, not stadium tours, but do nice sized venues.
I think nowadays you can get away with that. And you could nowadays, like back in the day, Milli Vanilli, remember, got run out of the business for lip syncing.
Yeah.
Right now you can lip sync.
Sure.
You can have tracks on different ends. I don't think anybody cares as long as like maybe one person is doing something real, like the cowbell guy. That's the way to go. Just eliminate everybody, play everything on tape, and just get that money.
Cowbell guy.
Alan from Jacksonville subscribed for 5 months. Appreciate it, Alan. Woo! Thank you very much. What's up? Pantera is in the house. Pantera's in the house.
What's old Pantera doing?
Pantera says, just be a rapper, more cash. See, there you go.
Oh, yeah.
All you guys, one guy on the turntables, if you got that.
Oh.
And then you. And then.
Bro, now they just show up with a USB and go, plug this in.
And I'm going to lip sync for 2 hours.
Give me a microphone, and that's it. Like, there's no, it's not even, it's crazy.
What's up, Pantera? Good to see you, Pantera.
Does he have heat with me?
I don't know. Did you ever have heat with Pantera when you were there?
Not that I'm aware of.
You never know.
But you never know.
The bullpen, you could have been
and there's
dog
also,
shit.
Yeah, and there's also, I could have said something that he, on air that he maybe took out of. I don't know. I really couldn't tell you.
Like me,
but I'd be curious to know because I like him. I
don't know if you were there. You probably weren't there. Were you there when we had the whole deal where somebody was doing a show? They had some cam horror and they're doing a show or something, and they're rubbing their vaginas all over the studio, and I was like, Donna must be here, or not. They just out of the blue they'll do that, And I was like, I'd prefer to have like not vagina juice in the studio.
Yeah,
I'm not like a prude. I mean, some guys, there's chair sniffing guys and there's non-chair sniffing guys. I'm not going to ever go up and sniff the chair that a woman's been sitting on.
Mm-hmm. It's an odd move. Yeah.
But there's plenty of guys who are like,
You're right, there is.
And I'm not a chair, so I don't want a bunch of vagina juice, secondhand vagina juice in the studio the next day when I'm doing a show. So we had this thing where they brought the cam whore in, and we had a trial and everything. And it's like, so I had some heat with Pantera, but I didn't really give a shit, and I don't think I ever had heat with him. Like after that was over, I didn't like hold a grudge against Pantera. I think we were fine because I've always gotten along great with the guy. The guy's, he's a good guy.
I don't
think I have heat with Pantera.
I thought he had like seizures or something, and then he couldn't drive. That's I think the last.
No, he had a bad wreck.
Is that what it was?
Like
okay.
he slammed into like a back of a utility truck or something, and it was a real bad wreck, and then he couldn't drive anymore.
I hope he's all right.
See, I had his permission. I was like, Pantera. I said,
oh no.
I said the next time that you seize out, because he seized out at the studio.
That's what I
few
remember.
Times.
Yeah.
And I was like, the next time you seize out, can we videotape it? And I want to give you a couple like Macho Man elbows.
I remember this.
And he was like, yeah, you can do that.
How funny is it that it's a memory that gets jogged that I would have never remembered. But now that I do, it is so screwed up. That is so messed up.
I mean, it's not,
but that's so funny.
It's just a seizure. You're
just swallowing your tongue.
Yeah, they say that's a myth.
Oh, really?
Don't get the wooden spoon to keep the tongue from. They say that doesn't happen. He bit his tongue though.
That would suck. I don't like biting my tongue.
Like you ever bite your lip really bad?
All of it's miserable.
It'll ruin your weekend. Because you're like, it's Friday. I was planning on doing some heavy snacking, some drinking, and now I got to worry about when I'm eating my tortilla chips and salsa that I'm going to bite that lip. And when you bite it again, it's you're like, oh,
hold on. I'll give you one better. When you eat pizza that's too hot and you burn the roof of your mouth, and then you just can't taste anything for like 2 days. And it's like, well, I could be eating lobster or it makes no difference at all. So then you go, well, no sense in going out to a nice restaurant or eating anything fancy for the next couple of days.
It
makes no difference.
It sucks.
There's got to be a better way.
Biting your lip and it blows. Let's see if Pantera, he says, I have my license back and haven't had any problems for seizures for a couple of years. That's because you finally got off the show. It was the stress that was giving you seizures, Pantera. He says no heat with spice. So no heat with spice, and he's seizure free.
Good for him. That's cool.
Because he's stress free. Good for you, Pantera.
That's good. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. So yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Pantera.
Yes.
I asked him permission if I could fucking put my finger up his ass when he's having a seizure, see if that'd cure him. They say that's how you get a pit bull off of something. Is put your finger up its butthole.
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
I know. It's like, I don't think in the moment.
No, just like I'm not punching an alligator in the nose. It's not going to be on my.
What are you going to do when you get attacked by an alligator, Matt? Cry and scream.
Yeah, I'm just going to hope for the best.
Not going to punch you? Not going to punch you?
Or they tell you the shark.
Gouge the eye. You're going to gouge the eyes out. That's what you're going to do, right?
Oh, the shark. That's what they tell you to punch the nose on a shark.
Yeah.
No, not going to happen.
Doing that.
No.
The people, here's what you do.
Dude, my family, they were at the beach over the weekend, and there's some dude, and I've never seen this before, but they were pretty fascinated by it, so they took a video of it. Guys sitting on the beach, couple dudes with some fishing poles, right?
Yeah.
And they have a drone. They bait the drone, okay?
Yeah, I've seen it, yeah.
I've never seen this before. They went out a little bit, dropped it in there, and then cast out. Anyways, they were reeling up sharks. They were catching these sharks out there and reeling them up. Like there's a video of it. I'm going, oh, that's kind of cool. But my daughter's like going, yeah, but then I couldn't swim in the water because now they've just captured sharks and let them go. So now there's just sharks circling in the little swimming area, which I thought was kind of a dick move. But as far as the drone fishing and baiting, I thought that was a neat. There's not much new inventions in fishing. I thought that was a nice little spin on some stuff.
If you're fishing on the beach, that's pretty good. I mean, because it's hard. Hard to cast because you got to cast it way out there because it's going to be coming back in. So you take the drone, you can drop it way out there. But I'm not a big fan of like people chumming up the beach for sharks.
Yeah, like there's.
It's like they're always there. You know, you can see the picture, but I don't. You don't need to get them worked up.
Yeah, you get them hungry and then
try to catch them and shit.
Seemed like a weird move.
Ned's Navy says Mike is a secret chat reader, a closet chat reader, if you will. It's like, look,
What does that mean?
I don't know. It's like I'm over here like peering.
Oh, okay.
Like I tried it last week, and I was like, I'm gonna try to read some of the chat while we're doing the show. And then, so I tried to read a couple, and I look back at you, and I have no idea what you're talking about. And I'm going, just I'm playing it off like I had no idea, and I'm like, should I be laughing? It's like you can't do it. You can't do it. You'd have to just do it like a stop and chat, read, or have a third person in. It's impossible to do with two people unless you do a chat focus deal. I mean, then you got the 12-second delay. It's like,
why is there a 12-second delay?
I don't know. You're asking me why there's it's just a delay.
What do we need to do to phone line?
You want a phone line? Want to get a phone line?
How do we? Well, how do we do that? Is that a big thing?
Yeah, I have a Telos right here.
I
don't know how to hook it up though. I mean, I got a Telos.
Okay.
I got a fucking Telos.
Huh.
On. Oh, it's not plugged in. But yeah, anybody knows how to hook up a Telos.
This engineer.
But then I think you got to get a phone line.
I know an engineer. He's recently unemployed.
Recently employed?
Recently unemployed.
Oh, unemployed.
He might be willing to hook up a Telos for $280,000.
280 grand.
I'm doing
being dense.
A bop blop eye tops up.
Oh. So you're saying all I got to do is get this guy a company credit card? A
Get him
Cluster F company credit card.
Yeah. Tell him to come over, hook up the Telos.
See, I don't want to, I don't know if those allegations are true or not. They might be, and I don't blame you. But I don't want to disparage you.
I know.
Could be true, could not.
Yeah.
I don't believe anything. I don't believe nothing. People like coming. It's like people like message me. It's a 100% shoot, and I'm like, I was there.
Unsavory.
For 20 years, I know about shoots and works. Trust me.
Yeah.
And everything's a work.
Everything's a work.
Everything's a work. Even
Roddy Piper's not sending you messages from heaven.
He's not.
Everything's a work.
And even if it doesn't need to be a work. It's still a work. Everything was such a work. You couldn't even keep track of the workness. Are you down with the workness? Jay Hugo, 1972, subscribe for 5 months. Thank you very much, Jay Hugo. Woo! B Bumpy says, seriously, Matt, you're going to try to kayfabe us by speaking Carney? Everybody knows Carney.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's true.
I was amazed.
Yeah, that's my bad.
I was amazed how quickly my oldest granddaughter picked up on Carney. Because we used to do a lot of Carney. Because, that was back when I was in the show.
Yep.
And, when you got a kid, it's, you're like, you say you can do that and fool your kids and talk about stuff with your wife that your kids don't. And it wasn't too long before, Tracy's daughter is like, I know exactly what you're saying. And she's like 5. And we're like, oh, my God. Oh, shit.
Damn it.
It's not that complex, kind of like pig Latin, so.
See, I don't know Pig Latin. I don't even know how to form. I don't.
Pig Latin's very passe. I'd have to think about doing it like so. You're let's see. Atme. I can't even.
What's the premise?
It's
of
like
it?
you take so your name's Matt. You're Atme. You take the first syllable and put it at the end and add an A, like Atme.
At that point, I might as well learn a real foreign language. I might as well put my time and energy into Rosetta Stone or something to actually learn French or sign language. Hello, welcome, whatever.
Tell me. Because
Pig Latin.
It's not really worth it. I mean, I think if I went so high, I could probably do it.
Matt, do you know any other languages? I know Carney and Opology. And English. Those are my 3 languages.
A little more sophisticated. A little more sophisticated than Pig Latin and Carney.
Yeah.
It's like the top of the phony languages. Opology.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you go on an opera and I'm just like, I'm out. Not worth trying to decipher.
Yeah.
I'm not even worry about it.
Yeah.
Top.
Stop you double cop.
The top. I double top.
There was what was I? For some reason, Chicago came up earlier this evening, and
Migrants.
that's what it was. And it got me thinking. Last night, I was watching an old episode of Anthony Bourdain.
That's a very good show.
Loved it.
Very good show. Very interesting guy. Very interesting guy. I mean,
Doesn't get any better.
he just got the it factor. I mean, you could just
Yeah.
listen to Anthony Bourdain talk for forever.
It was amazing. And I was watching. He did an episode in Chicago, and coincidentally, like he went on Mancow's show.
He doesn't
And-
even seem like the kind of guy who would go on Mancow's show.
Well, and then he went out to eat with and Mancow kind of showed him around Chicago a bit and
Yeah.
took him to a sandwich place, and they ate a little
Probably
bit.
pretty interesting. Did they? Yeah, they're probably pretty interesting.
It was fine.
Yeah.
But I was looking at Mancow and I'm going, I never really knew, as far as like radio personalities, I knew Mancow's name. Never listened to his program because it was in Chicago, right? Like we were here. It wasn't a thing that was easily accessible.
I think he was more on the downward slide
Okay.
when at that time, because I can remember when I started at the Power Pig.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Mancow was big. That was in the early '90s.
Yeah, it got me thinking. I'm going, is he still around? I mean, I'm sure he's around, but like, I don't think he's doing mornings. I think whether he moved on or they moved on, I don't know what the situation is. But there's certain guys like that it was interesting to see him on the Anthony Bourdain show because I'm going, oh, Mancow, forgot about that dude. Like, but he was a huge presence in the radio landscape.
He was
back
like,
in the day.
Yeah, and he was like, seemed like he could have been, really the next like nationwide it guy. But something happened. I don't know what happened, but all of a sudden he was like,
Probably a fine or something.
something happened. It's usually something in their personal life or something. It's usually a domestic or something, but something happened. Not to blow the guy in.
Did he pull a Russ Martin?
I don't know, but then all of a sudden he was on a bunch of AM stations for free.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
But for a while there, he was the shit.
Yeah, there's very few like radio personalities I remember names of because there's a bunch of generic ones. There's always going to be like a hurricane in every market. There was always going to be like these certain names. You'd always find a Jobo, all of that stuff, right?
I mean, it was a golden age.
Yeah.
You talk about the 80s, the 90s. That's when almost every town had a morning show that was like the show, and a lot of them were kind of cutting edge.
There's one market wonders.
Pushing the envelope. And now I thought a good like a podcast would be you take all the sizzy dizzies from these Mizornic shizos and because every morning show we did, every morning show had a CD of their best bits. And you play because Arizona, like every city, I mean every state, there's tons of they got their CDs, Bob and Tom. You could just play that shit, and people are they're pretty certain segment of people would be really interested in that.
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
That's what I do a lot on the VIP. Is let's listen to a bit from 1997, and it's funny to go back and listen to it. Sometimes how bad it is, and sometimes like wow, that was pretty good. That was like the first year I was on, and that's pretty funny. Or like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah, I like to give credit where credit's due on certain bits. Like we listened to a Russ Martin.
That was a good bit. That was a great bit.
There's just certain bits, right? But like, there was when Opie and Anthony were on together, and again, one of those shows, they were huge, but they were huge up in the Northeast.
Yeah.
So I wasn't exposed to them.
I was
down
not
here.
either.
And it's, whatever, but. Years later, when I started hearing about that bit they were doing called Jocktober, when they would Jocktober somebody and they would take a show from whatever market. Usually it was like, one of those like warm, format, soft rocks, and really corny chatter.
Easy favorites, yeah.
And they would rip it to shreds, or they would do like the rip the War of the Roses bits to shreds. But they would choose a different DJ every day throughout the month of October, and I was like always afraid. I'm going, Get Jocktober. Like, if we get Jocktober, it would be a nightmare if our show would have gotten Jocktober. You know what I mean? So, but that was always, to me, like, that was a clever bit. Was
Yeah, that's good stuff.
You know.
I mean,
because like it's one
originally
thing.
I had that idea, but you know we used to do that occasionally, and it was all. It's. I mean, it's.
Well, we would do it with like local artists and songs and stuff. Dude, Opie and Anthony were just focusing on one show and just tearing the host, co-host, sidekicks just to shreds. And you can still find them on YouTube.
We should steal that bit and do it.
Seems like a lot of work because somebody had to pull all the audio and clip it out and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, we need. Yeah, we gotta get a producer. Get a producer. Everybody around here is doing 3 jobs.
Yeah, exactly.
So nobody's looking to produce the show. I forgot what I was going to talk about. I do want to talk about the rap battles going on a little bit. Do you know about the rap battles?
We got a street report? What do you mean?
Oh shit!
Rap battles.
They're like
Is this the Drake?
Kendrick Lamar, Drake, and J. Cole. I mean, they're going at
beefing.
it. They're beefing hard, and they're all got their diss tracks. And people keep posting like these lyrics of these diss tracks, and I'm like, this is like such 3rd grade shit. These are grown men, and they're writing these immature lines, and people are acting, oh, fire! He just got burned on the diss track. It's like, are you fucking shitting me? What the fuck is going on? Now we got, and then here's Charlamagne the God, you know, like, fuck all this shit. You guys are,
somebody,
not that I wasn't a professional diss track maker, but,
right.
But it better be good. And it's just like so generic, just.
Well, because you have 48 hours to respond, apparently, right? Like you get dissed, and then
I'll fucking respond in 48 hours, bitch.
Well,
These guys suck ass. Kendrick Lamar blows.
All right.
He's a Nobel Prize winner. What the fuck are you talking about? He can't even rhyme.
Okay, then this is where you come in.
Yeah.
You write a diss track.
I'm gonna diss every fucking rapper.
Diss all fucking 3 of them, and put it out.
That's what
have it go viral.
Be a pro diss, you know, because I'm a fairly humble guy. I'm not braggadocious, but I can rhyme better than almost any fucking body on this planet. I'm a rhyming motherfucker, and I've always been a rhyming motherfucker.
What rhymes with orange?
Well, I mean, Eminem would say door hinge.
Well, I mean,
door hinge. There's no true rhyme for orange.
Right, so just wanted to get. I wanted to try to throw you off, but you knew that one.
A purple. There's no rhyme for purple either.
Nurple.
Technically, that's not a word.
Yet.
But it's like these are grown ass men.
Dude, just do a diss track. But yes,
I know. I like that. I'm professional. I've got like 3 different shows I'm gonna rise to the top on.
I mean, I hear
diss track specialist.
Yeah, I mean, I hear what you're saying, but I guess the deal is you get 48 hours to respond, and now they keep score. Like all these,
for the love of Christ,
all these communities, all these diss track communities are like, oh, okay, he scored a point there.
Yeah,
that was a good lyric. He scored a point. So now that it's some sort of scoring system. I don't know.
I don't know what the scoring system is.
Me either.
I guess I'm not deep enough into the hood.
You need to go into the hood and.
I was
going to say go undercover, but that's.
I'm going to do some freestyle. I'm going to take a beatbox and freestyle, see how it goes over in the hood. A middle-aged rapping cracker.
Middle-aged honky. I'm the middle-aged honky.
I'm going to drop my flow on you boys. Now, I didn't mean to say boys. I was trying to be hip.
So what is this video of? This is them actually talking about the diss track?
This is Charlamagne the God calls Kendrick Lamar's Euphoria a psychological evaluation of Drizzy. Just that sentence right there makes me want to jump off a bridge.
It's deep.
Charlamagne the God. I've seen so many Charlamagne the God clips because they're always on the Twitter, on the X. Mm-hmm. I see these, and he's never funny or entertaining. His guests are good sometimes, but I mean, who is this guy to be calling himself Charlamagne the fucking God? Here we go. What's he? Let's hear about Drizzy's psychoanalyst from Kendrick Lamar.
It's a lot in that too. I mean, the sending a cease and desist.
Yeah. Is he a mumble jock? He's a mumble jock. You know, they have mumble rap. He's a mumble jock.
I don't.
like that.
Yeah.
You know that he repurposed some Pusha T lines right there though. The whole sign to it, that sign to a nigga.
Yeah.
I mean,
What's
we
this-
got a
what
battle,
did-
ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah,
you know,
man.
I like it a lot. Kendrick did.
We got a battle. We got a battle.
It's a real battle. He's about to score it. It's like battle bots.
You see, I think it's like my whole career I just do it wrong because I'm a hater. I think it's so much fun to hate on stuff. I think it's it's the funniest thing ever is to hate on shit. Like I watch Pat McAfee sometimes, and he puts everything over, and it's like that's the way you do it. He puts Taylor Swift over. He puts Tom Brady over. He puts he puts everything over, and I'm like, that's what you should be doing.
Yeah, because if you say something negative about
It's
somebody,
so much more fun to do the negative.
I know, but all you've done is now you've created.
Negativity.
Yeah,
I don't care. But if you can't create it,
but if you're Pat McAfee and you say something wrong about Taylor Swift, now you got all the Swifties against you. Now it's a whole thing.
and it's like, okay, I've heard this legendary Swiftie movement they'll take you out. You've heard it, haven't you?
Sure.
You don't mess with it. You don't mess with the Swifties because
Yeah.
you're done. You're done. So
it.
what was a bunch of women on Twitter are going to do what to me? They're
Never-
going to go to your advertisers. Maybe it is. They go to your advertisers, and your advertisers, and you're done. You pissed off the Swifties.
Never underestimate the power of the Swifties. I'm not even kidding. It's mind blowing.
It's disgraceful, is what it is.
And then in 10 years, they're going to go, oh my God, I can't believe we dedicated so much of our time to defending a pop star who didn't even know he existed.
Hopefully you grow out of being a Swiftie. Hopefully, do you? I don't know any women. There might be.
I would equate it to much like any fangirl who was around when New Kids on the Block were there, or NSYNC, or Backstreet Boys, or anything else. Like you know.
Grow out of it. Maybe not. How long we got to deal with this? She's what, 30 now? How old is she? 33?
Yeah,
33.
something.
I think in like 7 years we can be done with her, right? There's not a lot of 40-year-old female pop.
Well, then what'll happen
sensations.
is maybe she'll go away for a bit, and then
Have a rebirth.
Yeah, and then takes 10 years off, and then all of a sudden she does repackaging, rebranding, and then she's doing arenas again for the next
Yeah, I mean she could just
however many years.
She could. I don't know.
Like there's certain
get a-
artists that pop up and like Madonna was a perfect example. Madonna
Yeah.
used to be able to pop up, make a splash, go underground, reinvent, pop up, it's really good.
Yeah.
And then there are certain artists that just they become overkill. So it's finding that balance of a musician who's going, all right, I'm almost generating too much popularity where it's like I gotta get out of this for a bit. You got to take a break and not tour. But
See now she okay. I mean she's touring now. I think Madonna, right? Or
yes, yeah.
She's 65,
She looks like
she's weird.
yeah.
And
she's not helping her
and
cause.
she looks like kind of a monster here. Like I show
a
this
monster. You look like a monster.
Look at this monster shit right here.
Yeah,
It's like,
she looks like Jigsaw.
She looks just like Jigsaw.
Yeah.
Jesus God.
Jesus
that.
God.
She's Jigsaw. She like to play a game. Oh my God! Let me out of here.
No, this
can't-
latest
I don't-
rebirth for Madonna has not
it's
gone
not good.
swimmingly.
It's not good. I don't think you. I mean, and even like it's we live in a somewhat misogynistic world. It's way harder for women who get in their 60s. Like you can be a De Niro and work till you're 80.
Mm-hmm.
You're a woman. You're not getting those A-list parts. And I think it's hard for women in music the same way. But you can be the Red Hot Chili Peppers. And you're approaching 60, and you can, I think they're like a rare breed, though. Most guys can't do it.
Yeah, he looks young.
Most guys can't do it. Everybody fades away, and you start playing to the geriatric crowd, or you just you kind of fade away. But the Red Hot Chili Peppers are the only band who they had a hit. They had a hit on the radio maybe 5-6 years ago. They can still do it because they. I don't know what they're doing. They do. They're vampires. They do look young. Anthony Kiedis looks exactly the same.
They're drinking adrenochrome.
Madonna's 65. How old do you think Anthony Kiedis is?
62.
Do you think it? See, how do you spell Kiedis?
I don't know.
Oh, right right there. I bet he's 60. Let's see. 61. We split the
60?
difference.
I mean, dude.
61. I mean, he's got a ridiculous mustache. Now he's starting to look like the super at a New York high rise. But
Keep that line for a diss track.
that's great. Super. I mean, but they can still pull it off, and it's not easy to do.
Looks
at
like
that
the
age.
attendant at a gay bathhouse.
Look at that shit. 61 years old. It's not easy to do.
I mean, I know I'm not going to look that good when I'm 61. Like, there's just no, I mean, come on.
Did you notice the chin strap at all?
Yes, I
Did you
noticed the
notice?
chin strap.
What do you think of the chin? Let's get a close up on me and my chin strap.
It's
Let's see. I don't know if you can see it. It's fine. This is fine.
yeah.
But this is
Keep it going. Don't quit.
It's only been 2 weeks. I'm gonna keep it going. See, I'm not. The only reason I'm doing it is it's like one day I wouldn't keep it. It's too pain in the ass. I don't need that shit. But if I wanted to do Ned for live, because I still got that performer in me.
Mm-hmm.
I still have the desire to figure out some way to perform live, and I could do this instead of a fucking paste on beard. So this is my trial for that.
So you mean live is in like a theater setting or a comedy club setting?
Anywhere, like in a bar, with the acoustic guy singing some songs. I like to perform. That's just what I've always liked to do.
A Ned karaoke pop-up?
Not karaoke.
But
I've
you know
thought
what I'm
of that.
saying.
I thought of that too. It's like just go, not just do like some Ned karaoke songs. Because nobody does parody karaoke. Nobody.
Yeah.
And if they did, it'd be shitty.
Exactly.
But I'm not. I know how to do parody. And see if people would be like, "What's going on?" Or they'd be going, "This sucks."
I've got an idea. Let me throw this one out there.
Throw it out here.
All right. What if at the next meat hang?
Oh my!
Okay.
Put me to work at the meat hang.
You choose it. You have it at a place that.
Oh no, we already have the karaoke place. The place we have it is that's all they did. They 3 nights a week karaoke.
So that would be hilarious, where it's actually like it's a meat hang, but it's also a concert. So, okay, you're hanging out, meeting and greeting and hanging, right? And then there's a live concert, an exclusive Ned meat hang concert.
You know what? I'm going to do that, and I'm not going to invite you.
I know.
Okay, so we have a what do they call them, a test? Right here we got a beta test audience. Do you think that would be something good to do at a meat hang?
I personally,
I'm asking these. These cocksuckers in here.
Well, on top of it, it would be also dependent on because you want it to almost be open to the public on some level.
I mean, our meat hangs are open to the public.
Okay, but you want it like on a billboard. You want it like you want some signage. You know what I'm saying? I don't know where you guys do it or what it looks like, but a Ned. Yeah, you got to put it on the signage. You got to have some promotion on their end.
Okay.
And either it's going to go great or terrible.
Say forget the meat hang. Say like this place I go to, it was right over there, up on 54, and they put out on their sign. Oh, I got the wrong camera on here. Let me get it. I was admiring my beard. Hang on a second.
Which looks tremendous, by the way.
It's not too bad. I might be able to pull it off, but I still got to wear a wig because I got this Ronald Reagan hair going. But if they put on the sign and they said, Nedley Mandingo III, next Thursday, karaoke.
Yeah. Do
you think, it could, I could see that it could be a good crowd, or I could see nobody. It's been a while, buddy.
Either way, that's hilarious. I know it could venture to be demeaning for you, right? Like you could go, but guess what? If there's nobody there, then you just go, well, I'm not doing this, and then you just don't do it.
I'm not paying. I'm just one on the marquee.
Yeah, I think that's the move.
And I've never been afraid of embarrassing myself.
Well, this is your chance.
I mean, I would rather go for something and fail than not go for something. I've always, I don't care. It's like, because I'm pretty may not be cocky, but I'm pretty confident in myself.
As long as you get the marquee and a little a
It's
few
not
weeks,
much of a marquee.
even funnier.
And a sign spinner.
Yes, with
on Friday.
and you use the Ned little fat heads over there. Like there's something
Yeah, the Ned Fathead. You can't see it. I gotta get the Ned Fathead.
that's hilarious.
You know, I didn't really appreciate it, but there was a time in my career that you could turn in a Monday Night Football game in Pittsburgh and see somebody in the fucking end zone doing this. Hey! Hey! How badass is that?
It's pretty funny. And the weird move is, you know, the other thousands of people in the stadium that maybe didn't have an idea who that was, right? They're like, who's this person? Why are they bringing a sign of this person into the venue?
I'll say, oh yeah, we were this close. We were this close, buddy.
Yeah.
Too bad you and I blew it.
Oh, it was us.
It was
That's
it was
right.
us.
We did it.
It was us.
That's right.
We were this close to the tippy top,
yeah.
the tippy top of Everest.
I can't believe you did him dirty like that.
We died.
Mike.
We died in the death zone on Everest, buddy. We died in the death zone, this close to the summit, waiting to get that picture, man. Waiting to get that picture.
I had an attorney, and I was like trying to get a hold of him.
He was on Everest.
Yeah.
He was on Everest.
Yeah. Like, how do you?
Did he? Sorry, he's on Everest. Is that the kind of message you got?
Pretty much. He'll be gone for 3 months.
Yeah, it's a deal. It's
like,
it's an ordeal.
Okay.
Have you read it? Have you read about the Everest ordeal?
As far as
How shitty it is.
oh yeah, it seems like a terrible idea.
There's the mountain, Mount Everest, one of the wonders of the world, the highest mountain in the world, and it's covered in human feces and dead bodies because they can't take the bodies off of it.
and the feces never going to go away
If you
because
gotta,
it's all just there.
nobody's like if they're like, hey, you're gonna take a giant backpack on your week-long trek down, and it's full of feces.
Yeah.
No, they ain't doing it. And then have you seen the videos of people waiting to summit? You're in the death zone because there's no oxygen. You only got so long, and there's 75 to 100 people in a line on a rope waiting for their 20 seconds on the summit.
So you only get up there for momentarily.
Yeah, because there's so many people who do it. It's Mount Everest. It blows your mind. It's become a tourist track, and you don't have to be a mountain climber. The Sherpas do it all for you. You're like, I don't know how to
Hold
climb.
on, you still got to climb, right?
It's a bunch. Like you have to if you have to what's the word? Traverse a crevasse, and it's like a 20-foot crevasse. Well, the Sherpas have two 10-foot extension ladders strapped together across the crevasse, and you go across the crevasse because they risk their lives to put up this fucking ladder.
These Sherpas are talking my language.
These Sherpas, they're the ones who die, and they just
And then you get the glory on the top of the mountain.
You get the glory on the top of the mountain.
Take a
and
picture.
The Sherpas don't get shit. That's how the world works, right there. It's your mountain, the Sherpas mountain.
Yeah, a little
And then
microcosm of the way.
a bunch of rich
way it
assholes
goes.
come and pay you money.
Hey,
So
I
it's
need,
not so glamorous.
need to talk to my attorney. He's on Everest. He'll be journeying.
What an asshole.
Thanks.
Pantera says college game day all the time. That was the Ned head on college game day.
I did see that. That's funny.
I still, I'm perfectly happy with my life and happy and don't worry about things. But it's like, man, look what got taken away from me. I should be you people are like, oh, you still got some bitterness. You should, if you got taken away, what I got taken away, what we got taken away, you'd fucking jumped off a bridge. I mean, if you want to take the scenario to its ultimate and how we're the next Howard Stern, and we could have been doing like shit with hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people watching us, and we got that taken away through stupidity. You're the next Howard Stern. He's on the Tonight Show. What did Howard Stern have? He had a fucking major motion picture.
Mm-hmm.
You're famous beyond your wildest dreams, and maybe it's a good thing that didn't happen because maybe that sucks.
Oh yeah, because he doesn't. He surely doesn't seem that thrilled about it.
He seems miserable.
Which is more odd than anything.
But he's like, I think all those good.
Does he fake it? Maybe he's faking the misery. You ever? Does anybody ever? Everybody talks about he's miserable and like he seems miserable. Like
He's the happiest man on earth.
Right? Like maybe he's genuinely just faking the misery, and he's doing just fine. He gets done with it. Like, has anybody ever entertained the possibility that when he gets off the air, he's going to the beach, he's laying out, he's banging his wife, he's having a fun time in his world, and then the next day he goes, I'm so over it. I don't want anything to, like, that's the act.
Because we all know of the act.
Right.
You know how easy it is to perpetuate an act. I think you're right.
Everybody thinks he's miserable. Right. Maybe he's just fine.
He's made $1 billion off pretending to be miserable.
You know, nobody wants to hear about you being. Nobody wants to hear about him being perfectly happy and content and how awesome it was to, after he left work, he went to the beach, went back to his $80 million mansion. Nobody wants to hear that because then they'll call him a snob, right? So you have to play that role of, I'm miserable, I'm tortured, that whole thing, right? Because
anxiety.
Yeah, you can't have your life appear to be perfect. Then nobody can relate.
Got my stupid wife who's 30 years younger than me.
Stupid supermodel wife. Like, come on. He's faking it.
He's faking the funk.
At least that's my.
That's a really great theory that I could totally buy in on.
You can't be that miserable if you're that rich and have that much stuff. And I get it's not about the money. I'm talking about the life he's able to has built for himself. And they go, oh, well, he doesn't even leave the house because he's afraid of COVID. Like, why the fuck would he leave his house? He's got mansions. He's got everything he needs there. Where's he going? What does he want to do?
You need a movie theater? It's in your house.
Yeah,
you need a bowling alley? It's in your house.
Done.
You want to go chip some golf balls? Well, you got 7 acres. You know, I mean, it's like,
what do you need?
People are like, money. You win the lottery, it's going to ruin your life. It's not going to ruin my life.
I'd be just fine.
I've made a lot of money in my career, and I was totally happy, and I didn't feel like I needed to make more. I was like, that's about good. I could live on this forever.
Yeah.
So I don't need to parlay it into $1 billion. And
oh man, have you ever watched that show Succession?
I don't watch a lot. I'm not very hip.
It's on HBO.
I've heard of it.
It's really good. It's really, really good. And and it's over now, but like it's the struggles of a rich, like a Rupert Murdoch style media conglomerate family, and they go through strifes and trials and tribulations, and all the kids are weird and want money and all the typical stuff, right?
Yeah.
And I'm thinking to myself, like, man, and they're talking about, oh, well, we're worth this amount of billions, but we want to take over this company. And I'm thinking to myself, like, man, I don't want to do shit. It's official. I wouldn't want to do shit.
It's like so exactly like people like Trump and Joe Biden. You're almost 80. Biden's 80. Trump's almost 80. I mean, you want to be flying around the country like every day. You're flying to a different city, and then you got to do a talk, and then you got to go here.
That's when you know it's for ego and power.
It's
right?
ego. It's ego. It's all ego.
But when you're Howard, I genuinely think that you just don't have to work that many hours, so it's not that big of a deal, right? Like,
oh, he's got. I mean, why
wouldn't you take the money? Like,
I love doing this, but I'd love to retire. But if I could have a schedule where I worked 3 days a week, like 6 months a year, I could see doing that because that sounds like a lot of fun. Because I like doing what I do and doing it through having a 4-day weekend and then taking a couple months off too, which he takes a shit ton. I would definitely do that. I get that.
Essentially having your pick of the litter now of guests. So you go, okay, I want to talk to you. And they go, oh, great. I can be on Howard. And they go, yeah. So they go, okay, great. So that kills an hour and a half right there. And then it's just bumping around some news stories, making fun of your staff, show's over. Call it a day. I mean, it's not rocket science.
When you've been doing it as long as Howard
and he's great at
does it. I mean, it's not even work. And he's got like Bubba never had writers.
No.
It blew me away when I heard that Howard Stern had writers.
Seems weird, right?
And I was like, so some of the stuff that Howard's saying live on the air was, I was like, it kind of blew me away. It's like what you can say whatever you want about our old boss. There ain't nothing scripted on that shit. That was all top of the head.
No, I'm with you. I'm
mean,
with
all
you.
top of the head.
You're taking it takes away the myth of all the creativity.
Yeah, it's like I'm not okay. You're a good actor and you can deliver a good line. No, I thought it was all in Howard's head. No, he's delivering lines from Jackie and the Joke Man.
Yeah, odd.
Blew me away. Yeah, I'm looking for that 3-day-a-week gig for $500 million a year. That's a gig.
That would be lovely.
I'll take that gig in a heartbeat.
Did anybody ever? Did they say they were going to come to the?
Yeah, I did ask the question, and then in proper
Oh no!
Hang tradition,
We forgot.
We forgot to look back. It says Pantera something there. What's that say there? Hang on, I gotta get close. Pantera subbed for. I've never seen you subbed Pantera for 11 months. I didn't know you were subbed Pantera.
He's a submissive.
And I knew he was he's a gimp.
Pantera, you little sub.
I like gimps who sees out. I'm really into that. That's hot.
So hot.
It's hot. I mean, you've never had quite those gyrations. Then somebody who sees it out. God. Oh, I didn't know you. Thank you for subscribing, Pantera. Brings a little tear to my eye. I take back all those things I've said about you all these years. Pantera says, "Don't tell anyone." Sorry. Damn, it's been 2 hours already.
Yeah.
2 hours? So sorry. I guess, we should probably we could go like 10 hours. We're going to go to a marathon tonight. No, fuck that.
We're on a Howard schedule this evening.
We're on a Howard schedule. But that was, every week I say it. It's like, that was like the quickest 2 hours ever.
The art of conversation.
The art of conversation. The Hang. Ned's Navy. There's something here with Ned. Let me see what that is. He gifted a sub. I missed that. Thank you, Ned's Navy. Alan from Jacksonville. Woo! Now, Alan from Jacksonville, I don't know if you're still in the chat. You seem to be a recent addition to the chat, and I'm curious as to the backstory of why you're a recent addition to the show in the chat.
Who are you?
Who are you? He may not be.
What's
in there
your
right now.
deal, Alan from
What's
Jacksonville?
your deal, Alan from Jacksonville? Not very. I should probably. We should quiz these people. Where did you hear about us? Are you new? Or you've just been in the shadows? There's so many. I know the people in the chat, and that's a small fraction of the people who listen to the Cluster F and the Ned and the Hang. There's probably a ton of people. I'm not a chatter. Probably, if I was listening, my favorite podcast was Cluster F or the Hang. I would just really like it.
Yeah,
and I'd listen to all that, but I would never chat because I'm not a chatter. So there's a lot of those people out there. I'd like to know your story.
Yes. Tell us more about yourself, Alan from Jacksonville.
Yes, Alan from Jackson. He's not listening. He bailed a long time ago. Okay.
He'll be back. He can't stay away.
AJ the Linger did you gift a sub? He gifted a sub to Practice. We talking about Practice? You ever heard that one from Iverson? Allen Iverson?
No.
We'll play that when we come back.
Okay.
It's a classic. Fucking get this pen out of here. We're talking about Practice. I'll try.
When we come back, you talking about for the VIP at clusterfshow.com?
The VIP. I should be. See, I should be. Always. I'm the worst promoter ever. You got. Well, obviously you know about Twitch, but
this Netapalooza is going to go great.
The Netapalooza. Are you going to show up for Netapalooza, Matt?
Oh yeah.
It's going to be so embarrassing.
I'm absolutely going to be there.
As I'm up on stage singing karaoke Ned songs to my family and Matt. I'm going to go back and chat and see if anybody said they were going to come to Netapalooza.
Netapalooza is going to rule.
It's going to rock. It's going to catapult me to superstardom. I do start a one-man show in Vegas as soon as Bruno Mars is done, Ned's taking over. I'm keeping it way. You don't even know how down low this shit is. That's why I'm doing this shit. You think this is a rib? Netapalooza in Vegas, taking over Bruno Mars May 31st. It's probably 30 days in May, too. I fucked it up. All right. Thank you. I think actually, where is he? Where'd he go? Alan from Jacksonville says, I've been a listening forever. We're also friends on Facebook. Look, Alan, don't anybody ever be offended. I'm not coherent. I'm usually on stimulants and downers, and I know and there's so many names. The names in the Facebook. There's different names on Facebook, and there's YouTube names, and there's all these names. Like it's like AJ the Lingerer.
Folks,
I know his name, but it's somewhere in the back of my mind. But he's AJ the fucking Lingerer.
Folks, Mike is very confused right now. As you can see,
You get one name with me. You get one name.
he's having a Larry David moment.
I mean, when I talk to my family about you, it's Spice.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, it's because that 20
get
years
it.
of Spice. I can do it now. I pre-program myself for Matt and Mike. All right, thanks everybody for tuning in. I love you got the clusterfuck gang, and then you got the Ned in your head gang. It's like there's people listen to clusterfuck who do not listen to Ned in your head, and they don't like Ned in your head, and then you've got people who love Ned in your head, and then you've got the hang. We got there's a bunch of guys who lock it in on Wednesdays, and so thank you for being a a hang lock-in. We appreciate you. Appreciate your support. Appreciate everybody who's supporting us on Spotify and YouTube. And we appreciate the comments. And anybody who's doing the clusterfshow.com VIP, we appreciate that. And we will see you tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock.
No, you won't. Is it tomorrow?
No, me.
Oh, you. Oh, okay.
Yeah, you see me
Yeah,
tomorrow,
you. Yep,
tomorrow
have fun with
morning
that.
at 8. When I wake up on...
I was like, wait, what?
No.
Did I just get drafted?
Oh, you should come in sometime in the morning. We'd love it.
That'd be cool.
You know what I mean? You got a whole year. Just give me one day.
Sure. Done. Yeah.
Thursday mornings I wake up, and I've been drinking cocktails, and it's like we're doing the hang, and I'm like, oh my God. But I still get back into it. All right, thanks everybody. Have a great one, and hey, thanks for hanging out, Pantera. Enjoyed seeing you. Take care, everybody. Thanks.